I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks, volume 67. Al Romas in Tampa, Al Ducharme, Studio City, California. Looks, is it chilly there, Alfred? You're dressed. What happened?
I'm doing what you often do. I'm on the road. I'm traveling on the road.
What's this for? Are you doing a timeout?
Because you said I was in Studio City, California, and that's what you did to me. You went like this. Here's what you did to me. When I said you were in Tampa and you were actually in somewhere else, you went like this. You went.
Well, yeah, but you gave the timeout symbol. I thought we had to do a read.
No. Right now we're doing something different. I'm recording on 3 different devices, and we're all in sync, so it's all good. I'm just outside of Paso Robles or Paso Robles. Anyways, it's wine country, and we're in an Airbnb. It's a nice Airbnb, and behind me, I'll show the folks at home, is a nice little landscape. So we're out in the wilderness somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a farm.
Is it cold there?
It is. It's in the it's actually in the 50s now, but
you look like you're dressed for to go hunting, maybe the end of a Dexter season finale. You look like you're gonna kill some poor birds. And
actually, this would be more of a hunter. This would be a deer hunter, right, rather than a duck hunter. A duck hunter, I think it would be like camouflage with.
I don't know. I don't kill things for sport. I don't know how it goes. You know.
Well, my father was a hunter, and I had gone on a few hunting trips with him in my youth, and I never shot anything. But I loved being out in the wilderness. I loved hiking. I loved having a firearm wrapped around me with a shoulder strap, and I love that whole aspect of it. But if I had to survive, I could shoot an animal and dress it and cook it without an issue.
I don't think you could. Have you ever killed and dressed an animal?
No, with fish, that's it. No, I've never shot, but I've witnessed it. I witnessed animals being dragged back to the camp and hung up and degutted. I've witnessed that quite a few times. Butchered, wrapped up, frozen. I witnessed it all the Dexter episodes. I've actually lived that, but using animals. Yes,
that's what
I saw it at a young age. My late father, Alfred Ducharme Sr., was about safety, and he always said, don't take anything for sport. Only take, meaning hunt, what you're going to eat and to feed your family. He was very old school about that. Do not overhunt, do not overfish. Just take what you need to feed your family. Of course, he'd give some away to the neighbors too, but it wasn't about the sport. It was about being in touch with nature. And if the shit hits the fan, you'll know how to survive. And guess what? This pandemic and election is making us think about that shit. So watch out.
That was quite a tale. Thank you. That was. You ever listen to Art Bell on the radio?
Yeah.
Remember Art Bell? You know what I mean? You drive home from a gig late night, Art Bell.
AM talk radio, yes.
Right. They would have someone like that talking, and that's what was great about him. But he was serious. I'm kidding. But he would go, fascinating. But he meant it.
Like Mr. Spock? Fascinating.
Yeah. But it would be like some guy would ramble about UFOs for 10 minutes, then Art Bell would just say, fascinating.
Because those people...
But he meant it. He meant it.
Yeah, well, those people really believed it, too. They believed that they were abducted.
Well, that was a crazy show to be. You do a gig, and you drive home at 2 a.m, and you hear some caller talking about the shadow people, and and Art Bell's going to agree with them, and you're looking around. You know what I mean?
Well, you're driving through Pennsylvania on that stretch between Harrisburg and Allentown, and there's like nothing except like a 18-wheeler going too fast, and you're out there. Yeah, a lot of Christine, Stephen King's Christine.
Right, on there. All coked up, and they're all got to make their deliveries.
Got to get there, man.
Got to make that drop. And remember in the old days, I remember being a kid, people used to tell me truck drivers are the safest drivers on the road. And then you grow up and start driving, you go, no, that's completely wrong. They're horrible. They are terrible.
Well,
terrible drivers.
They do respect you. You know what it is? They don't get
terrible.
any respect from the regular passenger car. Passenger cars go by them and cut them off all the time. And
but so do they.
They hate that. Well, they're getting, sometimes, my experience is it was revenge.
Why are you defending truckers?
Because truck drivers, because once you learn to communicate with them, it's much better for you. 9 out of 10.
10-4, good buddy. Smoky Bandits on the road. We got a whole long way to go and a short time to get there. Watch old Bandit run.
What happens is if a truck driver puts his turn signal on to change in your lane, you turn your lights on or off or on. No, you flash them, and then they pull right in front of you, and then they flash you back. And there's a communication. And then when you go to pass them, you're in. That guy in the Honda Civic is awesome.
I tell the broad I'm with to flash them, and then I go like this. There you go. You
so she goes like this.
Yeah, and then I go like this, and it's a lot of fun. That's
so when you did that gig with my wife Bernadette Pauley, she.
Oh Jesus! What? When did that? I heard. I know nothing about that.
All right.
What? She said there were a lot of truckers on the road, and we took care of business. So you're on the road. This is your first.
We are doing
first out of studio.
We're not gigging. We are not gigging. But I don't know if we lied to anyone to tell them that we're gigging. We're actually.
You don't gig.
No, we gig.
You don't
we
gig.
Not like you.
Gig.
Well, not like you in Tampa where the virus doesn't exist. It's a hoax.
Oh, it exists. It exists, all right. The headline of the paper today in Tampa was something like, "Since no restrictions are in place, dire circumstances." I mean,
go look at our volume 56 or 54, and listen to Al Romas say nobody's wearing masks. And then last podcast he's like, everybody's wearing a mask. Everybody wears a mask.
I don't live in the past. I live in the future.
Well, let me tell you about my flood update.
Yes.
I have to update you on my flood at home. One of the reasons why we're out of it. There's fans going 24/7 for
are these
5 days.
Of the two dicks? These are people who enjoy our work.
These are dehumidifier fans to dry out the walls and the floor so we don't get mold. Gotcha. And there's, they're just sitting there 24/7. So they're supposed to be coming to get them in the next day or two. So we're like, we're out of here. I don't want fucking 5 guys, burgers, or 5 men, plumbers walking through my place. Peak COVID. We booked an Airbnb. We're staying in a standalone Airbnb. We have our own entrance, key code. You punch in your key code, you get in. It's hills and farms. It's beautiful here. But back to my flood situation. We have an archway that covers and separates our living room from our kitchen, as many homes do. And they put plastic up so that I could only squeeze through a very small passageway because they enclose all these humidifiers. And I kept going through sideways, and I slipped.
Drunk? Drunk sideways or sideways?
There may have been some wine. I'm not going to lie to you, but I had socks on, and then there's tile in the kitchen, so my stocking feet, and I started sliding like an ice skater, and my ankle twisted, and I have a slight sprain.
Oh.
So my lovely wife went to CVS and grabbed me a sprained ankle brace. I took some Aleve. It was swollen. The swelling has gone down, and it's feeling 85% better. So I'm happy about that. And I think I may go for a hike tomorrow because this wilderness out here is just
that seems like
crazy gorgeous. Look at that. Al, will you look at that?
Yes, I'm looking. That would seem like the thing to do right after spraining an ankle. I would certainly recommend a hike.
Well,
that would be the.
I'm day 5 now, so they said mild sprains, usually just a few days to a week, and if you're not feeling any more pain, it's a ligament. Well, you could. My ligament was stretched; it wasn't torn. I was fearful of a torn ligament. That's what a sprain is.
Are you a doctor?
WebMD. Google it.
Of course, Google.
So when it's stretched, it will heal much quicker in days. If it's torn, it's gotta make its way back and connect itself. But anywho, that's my story. So hopefully when we get back, all the plumbing and repairs and the walls will be done, and the COVID will be over inside of our home.
And you'll have, hopefully, you got rid of that black mold. Can you still say black mold?
African-American mold, and that's...
African-American mold, yeah.
Or mold of color.
But you don't want the fans there. Get rid of those fans. They're annoying. We like them. They're patrons, but we don't want them in your house. And those burgers from Five Guys are not the best. So the bag gets too greasy. The bag gets too greasy.
Do you know my wife has told me more than once? She said, I cheated on you. I said, what? She said, yes. I had Five Guys when you were away.
I know.
And it's her little joke.
Yes.
It's the second time that I've mentioned it on the podcast, but...
And you took credit for the joke. You said it was yours. You lying...
The story changes.
I knew that joke.
All right, here's the truth.
That's a good joke.
She had said it seriously, and then I say it on stage as a joke. So I stole a genuine observation by my wife.
Okay.
And I made it into a joke for my act.
I got you. Okay. Understood. Yeah, fascinating.
How are you?
I'm all right. I don't want to talk about...
What time is it? What time is it?
Questions.
It's questions. Questions, folks. You ask them on the Instagram, Insta2, Dudicks1, whatever the fucking thing is, and we answer them. That's how it works.
TWODICKS, the number 2. 2dicks2, at 2dicks2. Go.
What he said. And I have not thought about this. I wrote it down, but I did not think about it, so it's fresh for me, too. If you could travel back in time, where would you go? Where would you go back in time? Where would you go?
I would go back to episode 4 that we had to Deep 6. And we were, was that episode 4 or 6 at the Improv in Tampa? We went to the Improv.
Yeah, I don't know.
The good folks there at the Tampa Improv, we were performing as the Two Dicks, by the way, or promoting the show as the Two Dicks. We performed there, and we had access to the club during the day so we could shoot an episode. But they had some electrician on the ladder. He had a drill, zzz, 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 and he said, "Don't mind me. Go ahead, keep filming." Zzz, zzz. And then the air conditioner, and it was like, "What are you talking about? We can't turn the air conditioner off. I'm working." So we had a Deep 6 that episode. But no, that was a joke. That was a joke about reshooting that episode.
Those were awful filming conditions.
If I could go back in time and change something bad to good, I assume is that how this works?
Well, usually I get usually this is go back, kill Hitler, whatever, baby Hitler, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So back in time, if you could go back in time, where would you go? I would go, I don't know, our friend Johnny Peasy, who played Easy Peasy in a great episode of The Two Dicks. I forget the title. What was the title of that one, Alfred?
Turf War Dicks.
Turf War Dicks.
That was directed by John Beckmeyer, a real director and a film guy, and he was nice enough to step up, put me up in his firehouse, use the location. It was awesome. Yep. But go ahead. What would you reshoot?
What would I reshoot? Nothing.
I'm
just saying. No, Johnny Peasy on his Facebook page posted a picture, a memory from a year or two ago, where he was outside the Woolton Fete in Liverpool, outside the doorway. And that's where McCartney and Lennon met. And I would go back. I think I'd go back to that day and hang out with and see what happened, how it, you know what I mean? Because I know how it happened, but I think I might hang out at the Woolton Fete and see the meeting and watch, then sort of hang with those guys. And
you would have changed the trajectory of the entire Beatles if you did that, because they would have been, look at this weirdo checking us out. What are you trying to do here, pal? Pick us up? We're not male prostitutes. Bugger off. I'm out of here. All right, John, I'm out of here too. And then they never got together after that because some pervert was checking them out.
Why am I a pervert now? Why am I?
Because you love the Beatles so much, they would have taken it the wrong way.
I just want to see what happened.
You were in love with the Beatles, all 4 members, maybe one member more than the other, but you would have projected this like psycho guy like in the bushes touching himself, and you would have changed everything. So
I can't go? You're saying I shouldn't go?
No, you should go.
All right. It's either that or go back and meet your parents and make them break up before getting married. Would you one of those?
Would you go to the Dakota back in 78, 79?
1980. Yeah, that's a good one.
1980, and stop the assassination of John Lennon.
I like that one better.
Well, there you go. Matter of fact, I would go with you.
That's what I would do.
I would go with you, and we'd hit him low and we'd hit him high as the two dicks. We'd be in our 2 dicks garb.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But
then we would be arrested for assaulting a citizen. He didn't do anything wrong at that time, although he has a gun.
$50 fine, probation, 30 days.
He has a gun. He has a gun, though.
Yeah.
An unlicensed gun.
Right, unlicensed gun.
And how did he fly on a plane with an unlicensed gun?
Back in the day, you could smoke.
No. Conspiracy theory, CIA. He was CIA. They wanted Lennon dead. Reagan. It's all conspiracy. There's a lot going on there. Fascinating.
Well, I honestly don't remember.
Yeah. But Nixon telling Reagan, this guy's a lot of trouble. Get rid of him. So the CIA finds a stooge in Hawaii, programs him, gives him a gun. He flies to New York, assassinates John Lennon. There you go, sir.
I'm not a schmuck. Oh, crook.
Yeah. But that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, we're at 17 minutes and 17 seconds. Wrap it up.
That's a plenty, what am I, some guy off a boat? That's a plenty of podcast.
Well, I'm going to pull a genie.
No, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I? Oh, get on up here, motherfucker! Give me security. I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
No way.
Okay, show them.
All right. Subscribe.
Mary.
Go to patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?